Patriots fans, it's clear that many changes have taken place this offseason, but there is one position that still hasn't received the attention it deserves. Let's dive into this subject. I am an analyst who provides daily content about the Patriots, even during this spring break period. Today, our focus will be on the running back position. One of the coaches mentioned that people have been vocal about the issue of ball handling, and he knows this is a topic we've discussed frequently. He is aware of the fumbles, something that needs to be corrected, and we're here to assist in that regard. Additionally, we need to make sure other players understand their role in protecting the ball carrier. It's football, based on simple principles. We want to incorporate young talents with skills into the offense, and we'll talk more about that soon. One thing is certain, the Patriots will draft a running back at some point. There's a possibility that one player won't return, and it's reasonable to think they might look for a young wide receiver. Furthermore, at some point, probably further down the line, they may consider adding a kicker. These three positions seem to be guaranteed for the Patriots. Keep in mind that they have 9 picks, so of the other 6, it's likely we'll see a lot of movement on the offensive line, maybe a defensive tackle, and various other issues that we'll discuss as we get closer to the draft, which, believe it or not, is approaching quickly. When evaluating all of this, one of the coach's messages is quite clear. More talented players need to be brought in. So, the running back position seems like a certainty. One article suggests that a player might be at risk of losing their spot or even facing a potential departure. However, I don't think this is likely. In fact, I believe this player could perform well in a specific offensive system. When analyzing his stats, he showed he could be effective as a receiver coming out of the backfield. Anyone familiar with fantasy football knows he can rack up a lot of points, especially in leagues that count receptions, although many prefer a half-point system. What's key is that he has the ability to catch passes and make plays out of the backfield. During the last season, there were moments when he showcased his speed and versatility in this role. One coach has previously worked with smaller, more agile athletes, and while he's not exactly small and fast, he possesses the ability to catch passes out of the backfield, something that another player did not excel at. As we look at potential running backs for the team in an upcoming draft, many might immediately mention a frequently discussed name. However, we might be surprised once again. I find it unlikely that this player will be chosen by the team. When we look at the list, there are other athletes that deserve attention, such as one from a well-known university who really catches my eye. Besides him, there are 2 running backs from another institution, though I have an affinity for a rival, and we've talked about a player from a university located out west. However, today I want to focus on 2 specific athletes who fit the offensive scheme of the coach. One agile and fast running back who posted an impressive 40-yard dash time at the combine. This running back stands out for posting one of the best times in the 40-yard dash, finishing with a very competitive mark. His speed is remarkable, and throughout his college career, he was used in an offensive system that required pass-catching ability, both on short plays and on more open routes. When examining players of this profile, it's interesting to look at their stats. This athlete had a remarkable performance, accumulating almost 1,600 rushing yards with an exceptional average per attempt and a considerable number of touchdowns. Moreover, he excelled at catching passes, especially in situations where the defense feared the run, allowing him to execute explosive plays. A recent analyst observation makes me believe that one player, in particular, could be a big surprise this season, which leads me to believe that the coach will know how to extract the maximum potential from an athlete like him. The mentioned running back is smaller and more agile, and his stats in a major conference are impressive, especially considering that his university was able to execute efficient plays. He is seen as a mid-round option, but he could turn out to be an even more interesting opportunity, though that's uncertain. His strengths lie in his speed, agility, and other skills. Now, let's talk about another athlete who is even faster than the first. He's from Southern University, and anyone who knows college football is aware that this institution has gone through a resurgence under the leadership of a renowned coach, although its offense still showed characteristics of fast-paced, high-scoring style, requiring the running back to act effectively out of the backfield. The Southern University, under new management, has a style of play quite similar. UCF returned with Scott Frost, but offensively, they still rely on Josh Heupel, who's now at Tennessee, running a fast-paced attack that demands a running back capable of standing out from the backfield. Texas follows a similar strategy under Steve Sarkisian, who has had various experiences before establishing himself at Texas, where he's been seeing positive results. Jaden Blue, who has an impressive speed, completes the 40 yards in 4.38 seconds. When we look at the predictions, his selection in the third round is expected, and he's ranked as the 18th running back in a pretty extensive group. Woody Marks also deserves attention. Jaden Blue, as mentioned before, has the ability to evade defenders and could be a valid mismatch option as a receiver coming out of the backfield, running circular and angle routes for impactful plays. Regarding the offense under Josh McDaniels, we can highlight Jaden Blue and R.J. Harvey. Analyzing Jaden Blue's numbers, his reception stats might surprise you. Last year, his performance as a running back wasn't exceptional, but he averaged close to 5.5 yards per carry, which is quite good considering the context of the offense he was in. He had 42 receptions out of the backfield, totaling a little over 350 yards, almost 9 yards per reception, and 6 touchdowns. The ability to catch passes out of the backfield will be crucial for any running back who stands out. Several running backs are emerging, and even though they may not want to be seen as more traditional, they share characteristics of a specific type of player. The Patriots already have this profile and are looking for an athlete who fits Josh McDaniels' requirements. An example of this is James White from Wisconsin, who has the ability to run between the tackles, but can also move outside for a short pass, a circular route, or a mesh concept, making him a decisive player. Therefore, Jaden Blue and R.J. Harvey are names that deserve consideration. He has the ability to navigate between the tackles, but he can also move outside for a screen, a circular route, or a mesh concept, where he could be disruptive on the outside. Jaden Blue and R.J. Harvey show great potential as players who can catch passes out of the backfield. Jordan James was also mentioned, and I believe he has similar abilities, being capable of receiving passes from that position. When analyzing Oregon's defense, it's important to consider the context of a running back and the offensive system they belong to. The fact that a player comes from a certain offense doesn't mean they lack receiving ability, but there are running backs who seem less inclined to be targets in the passing game. When there are substitutions in the running back position, the likelihood of passes being directed to them tends to increase significantly. What are your thoughts on R.J. Harvey or Jaden Blue? Or is there another player you have in mind? We've discussed this before, but let's explore these athletes a bit more. Do you think a player like Antonio Gibson will stay with the team? What are your thoughts on this? Share your reflections. I believe there will be movement at the running back position during the draft at some point. What do you think about that? Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have been swirling around the league, and now the speculation is reaching a fever pitch. Is Nick Bosa, the NFL's highest-paid defensive player, on his way to the New England Patriots? After a stellar run with the San Francisco 49ers, including 5 Pro Bowl selections, a Defensive Player of the Year award, and a trip to Super Bowl 58, Bosa's name is now being linked to a possible move that could reshape the AFC East. While nothing has been confirmed, sources close to the Patriots front office suggest there is serious interest in acquiring the 26-year-old edge rusher. And why wouldn't there be? In just 5 seasons, Bosa has built a reputation as a relentless force off the edge, known for his explosive first step and disruptive presence in the backfield. His 2024 season, despite battling injuries, still saw him rack up 9 sacks and yet another Pro Bowl nod. For the Patriots, still in the midst of a post-Brady rebuild, a move like this could be a statement of intent. With Jared Mayo stepping into the head coach role and a young core of defenders emerging, Bosa's arrival could be the spark that reignites the franchise's defensive dominance. Imagine pairing him with Matthew Judon and Christian Barmore. Foxborough could once again become a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Whether this blockbuster move becomes reality or remains off-season fantasy, one thing is certain. Nick Bosa and Patriots red and blue would be must-watch football. And for fans in New England, the idea of Bosa bringing his trademark intensity to Gillette is more than just a dream. It's a glimpse at a new era in Patriots football. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.